This dude is a sad, angry, raging alcoholic, and it definitely does not hinder his ability to beat the crap out of everyone.
Welcome back, Sunlight Alliance. This is your captain speaking.
Okay, all jokes aside, what a way to start off the new year. And I just want to start off this review by saying Luffy is dominating. The amount of strength Luffy has right now is absolutely insane, and is so cathartic when really reflecting on what we've been through with him since the beginning of the story. Seeing him struggle, seeing him always bounce back, no matter how hard Oda knocks him down. Even when he is faced with utter defeat, the death of Ace, and the loss of his crew, he still comes back stronger than ever, and we are seeing another example of that yet again in this chapter. I think the highlight for me was the massive twist at the end, and when I say massive twist, I mean massive. I had heard the idea of Zunisha showing up in Wano a while back, but ultimately forgot about it because I never really considered the idea to have that much substance. But man, was I proven wrong. Zunisha showing up out of nowhere at the end of this chapter literally gave me this reaction. The things the five elders were saying before Zunisha showed up bring up so many questions and new possibilities that I want to discuss. First, they briefly mentioned the reverie, saying how it seems as if it was cursed. This makes me wonder what happened during the reverie even more, and if they had any involvement in some of the outcomes that we still are unaware of. Next, they discuss how the battle on Onigashima has erupted into an all-out war, and how it could be the perfect cover to use to have someone die unexpectedly, which I think is an aggression pretty clearly aimed at Nico Robin, since they believe she has already been captured by CP0, which I don't actually think is going to happen or they're going to accomplish. After some banter between the five elders, we cut to Wano and the world government ships surrounding it. The lookouts on one of the ships start to notice a huge shadow approaching them, a shadow the size of an island, and yes, like I mentioned, it was Zunisha. The curious thing here is when we cut back to the elders and they start discussing a specific fruit. They say, that's impossible. The fruit is nothing but a legend now, even for us. It hasn't been awakened for centuries. How else do you explain the world government giving a devil fruit a unique name? They were hiding the fruit's true name from the annals of history. There is just so much to break down in this dialogue. I could go on for the rest of the video, but for now, I just want to touch upon some of these points as well as challenge some current ideas and present some new ones. Just like how I want to challenge you, if you've made it this far, to join the Alliance by subscribing to this channel. So the elders mentioned that this fruit is a legend even for them, meaning all the theories about the Elder Stars being immortal are now debunked. It's still curious how even in Robin's flashback almost 20 years ago, they seem to look identical to how they look now, but I guess we'll talk about that more in a separate video. So it would seem that not only are the celestial dragons descendants of the 20 kingdoms from the Void Century, but the 5 Elder Stars could be descendants of other Elder Stars as well, which makes me wonder if the 5 Elder Stars are born into their position by lineage, or picked up specifically by Imu from somewhere else in the world to uphold that specific position of power. Next, I want to touch on what this devil fruit could be. I'm sure most other people like me assumed at first that they were referring to the Gumu Gumu no Mi due to its exposition earlier in the arc. However, when thinking about it, the government already had the devil fruit in their possession, and it sounds like they were completely unaware of the specific unnamed devil fruit's existence up until now. One counter to this is that when they had the Gumu Gumu no Mi in their possession, they were unaware of its true name and nature. The reason why I see this as a possibility is because of the word choice in saying the world government, as if to refer to an entity other than themselves, which they are, so it's kind of confusing. Maybe someone even higher than them gave the order to retrieve this devil fruit without giving them the full context of the significance of it, and they are just now finding out due to the significance of Zunisha appearing in Wano. This also makes me wonder if Zunisha is connected to the fruit. It could even be that Zunisha is the fruit. A popular idea that's been floating around is that Zunisha was an island that consumed the devil fruit, or someone gave the island the devil fruit. I think that's how that works. Or that Zunisha is just a giant elephant who consumed a devil fruit they haven't been able to use since, of course, their legs are engulfed in water. Although these are cool ideas, I think the devil fruit that they are referring to has to be one we know about already, one that we never considered to be that important. Okay, we gotta talk about Luffy versus Kaido, which was definitely the more focused part of this chapter. I don't think anything significant in terms of the story development happened in regards to their fight. I think this was more Oda just giving us a nice update on their fight since we've been patient for so long. Kinda like him saying, we are in the last stretches of the war, please continue to be patient and enjoy the other confrontations that still need resolutions, but to reward you for your patience, here's drunk Kaido and Luffy having a Conqueror's Haki coding headbutt clash, which was awesome by the way, thank you Oda for that. I say this because Oda really pulled out all the stops in this chapter. The action paneling was some of the best we've seen in the entire raid in my opinion so far. I remember doing my first read of this chapter and just thinking to myself how amazing the paneling is and how easy it is to follow along. The choreography feels really smooth and makes you feel like the fight is coming off of the page. I also really enjoyed drunk Kaido fighting Luffy. The fact that he just pulls out a bottle of sake seemingly out of nowhere and just instantly is drunk is extremely unrealistic, but perfect in line with Kaido's character and kind of the more gag unrealistic parts of One Piece. Even while using his like drunk dragon fighting style, Luffy is barely able to keep up, and Kaido is still seemingly getting stronger as Luffy points out in the chapter. I still think Kaido has one or more two tricks up his sleeve, and it's taking more than everything Luffy has already, so I'm curious to see how Luffy is gonna pull this off. We also get an awesome clash in this chapter between Luffy and Kaido in which Luffy finally uses his new move Red Rock but as a Gatling gun, while Kaido uses a new attack, Gundari Meteor Shower. And for real though, I feel like these attacks could sink an armada if they were presented with one. The scale is just so high at this point, it blows my mind. Luffy is out here blocking Kaido's attacks with Conqueror's Haki coding, pulling out Sanji-style kicks, knocking Kaido down, and you can tell he's feeling it, yet he's still out here just having a good time while hysterically crying. I think Kaido needs some serious Oni or dragon counseling if that's a thing in One Piece. So I guess I'm kind of doing this in the opposite order, but we do get a page showing the Fire Festival again, which honestly I think we could have done without. It's weird to me how they still haven't noticed an entire island in the sky coming at them. Maybe Momo is holding it off at the point where it's still not visible, preventing the island from being seen. I do think we will get an update on Momo's situation in the next chapter, especially with this reveal of Zunisha's sense of how they are connected. Don't forget, there has not been a single person in the entire series besides Momonosuke that has been able to control or command Zunisha, besides the person who gave the order to Zunisha, but we don't even know who that is yet. So why do you think that is? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. The cover story of Germa continues in this chapter too, which is cool, but there's not too much to say about it at the moment. I think this cover story will lead to Oda showing how they will end up playing a part in the final battle, but I guess we will have to wait and see. This was definitely a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 chapter for me. Amazing chapter, and it's definitely going to be hard to wait another 2 weeks, but I'm really excited to see where we go next. I started a new series where I work with you guys, the Alliance, to come up with new fun devil fruit ideas, which I highly recommend you check out here. Join the Alliance today by smashing that subscribe button or Zunisha will flood your house. Seriously. Bye.